Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have 5 more old newspaper articles dealing with petrified animals, a giant, and a petrified city of all things. So, all things petrified today. First one is from 1908, a petrified snake. Lewis Meyer, who some time ago discovered a petrified dog, cat, and chicken, reported yesterday that he had discovered at Berlin and Franklin, where he was at work, a petrified snake. It was one of those animals called lamprey, which have legs and is about 2 feet long and bent up like a U. The 2 front legs are complete, but the hind ones are broken off. The whole snake is petrified or mummified, just as it was when alive. Mr. Meyer said that it looked very much the same as the other animals he discovered. It was in the weeds on top of the ground. So I'm not sure where that was, but interesting. He found a couple of different petrified animals just laying in the weeds. All right. Valuable find. This one is in Chamberlain, South Dakota, October 9th. And that is 1906. A valuable and interesting find was made by a party of Custer County people while delving in the backlands of western South Dakota, a few miles south of the little village of Buffalo Gap. The find was a huge petrified reptile. Many interesting discoveries of prehistoric animals and reptiles have been made in the something Badland district of South Dakota. Oh, famous. But in the opinion of geologists, this surpasses them all. The parties who found the reptile went out with a team and low wagon and hauled it to Buffalo Gap, where it is now on exhibition. Hundreds of people are daily examining the interesting object. It is shaped like a huge oyster and in its petrified state weighs 5,500 pounds. It requires a close inspection to discern the reptilian coils and the head of the snake, as it is encrusted with a white lime-like substance. Although resembling lime, the white substance is as hard as flint. Judging from the size of the petrified reptile when it was alive, a buffalo calf or two would have been just about enough for a good breakfast. So, huge reptile in South Dakota. Okay, this one is a petrified wonder. Let's get up here. And this one is from 1883. A snake 6,000 years old and 12 feet long found in a coal vein. We want to see the big snake. Such was the request made of D.M. Linehart in explanation of a ring at the doorbell of his residence, number 1025 Poplar Street, yesterday morning. On the steps were gathered a half-dozen children belonging in that neighborhood, ranging in age from 5 to 19 years, who cautiously inquired if the serpent were likely to harm them. They were told that no harm would befall them, and so the little ones entered. No sooner had the door closed when another tug at the bell informed Mr. Linehart that more callers were awaiting to be admitted to satisfy their curiosity. This time the visitors proved to be adults, and so a steady stream of men, women, and children kept up all day, much to the discomfort of the obliging owner of the thing, which many had come for squares around to see. Entering the hall, the spectators beheld a petrified snake 13 feet long and 20 inches in circumference, weighing over 375 pounds. It was found a month ago embedded in a coal vein in one of the mines of the Leon and Coal Company in Centre County, Pennsylvania. The miner who ran across the remarkable specimen of petrification, many hundreds of feet beneath the Earth's surface, was thunderstruck at the discovery and experienced something like a cold chill down his back for the first few moments after his pick had brought to light the serpent's head. He called his comrades, and they aided him in digging it out. It had to be cut into 16 sections before it was gotten out of the vein. The snake was exhibited for several days in a hut near the mine, and people for miles around flocked to the place to see the strange thing, the like of which, it was said, had never before been seen in these parts. An officer of the Leonard Coal Company obtained possession of it and had it on private exhibition for several days at his office, number 207 Walnut Place. He soon became tired of the rush, which included brokers and businessmen, to his office to get a glimpse of the petrified snake, so he presented it to its present owner. The latter has also been run down by visitors, but his love for curiosities is so great that he would sooner put up with such annoyance than part with his present. The snake is of a dark lead color. Its head, body, and tail are wonderfully well preserved, the outlines being quite distinct. It is somewhat flattened on top, and through the center of the body is a ridge an inch in depth. A well-informed naturalist connected with the Academy of Natural Sciences examined the thing for 2 hours on Saturday last. He said it was the best petrified specimen he has ever saw, and he claims to be well up in that line. The ridge he explained as being due to the wasting away of a portion of the entrails and undigested food previous to the time when petrification set in. He declared that the snake was fully 6,000 years old and belonged to a species now only found in certain portions of Africa. Wow. So that's a pretty big snake, 375 pounds. And that's not even as big as the other one that we just read that was 5,500 pounds. So, my goodness, don't know how long that's been there. Okay, the next one is from 1869. Let me blow this up. The Petrified Giant. They have found in the neighborhood of Syracuse, according to the standard of that city of salt, what is supposed to be a petrified giant, a manly figure in stone, over 10 feet high. If the report is true, the discovery is certainly a wonderful thing, as a work of nature or a work of art. It is the petrified body of a man, then we may say that around the Syracuse salt works and of the age in which he flourished, there were giants in those days. But if the critter is only a statue, cut by some cunning hand from a block of stone, the questions recur: who was the sculptor? Where did he come from? And what did he get for this job? And it is the effigy of the veritable big Indian, or what? Western New York, however, is famous for wonderful discoveries, such as the dead body of Morgan by Thurlow Weed, a good enough Morgan till after the election, and the golden plates of the Book of Mormon by Joe Smith. The petrified giant no doubt belongs to this class of discoveries, but as it is a harmless sensation, we hope it may live through the allotted period of a 9 days' wonder. So interesting. Western New York, Syracuse, that city of salt it used to be called, probably preserved a whole lot of stuff. And I didn't know that the golden plates of the Book of Mormon were also found there. Very interesting. Okay, and here's the last one. And this one is from 1820. Further accounts of the petrified city. To the editor of the monthly magazine. Sir, in your magazine for March, it is noticed that the enterprising traveler Mr. Ritchie, who proceeded some time since with an expedition from Tripoli for the for the purpose of exploring the interior of Africa, has communicated an account he received from one of his friends of what he knew respecting the Petrified City, of which Dr. Shaw, in his travels or observations relating to several parts of Barbary, can you say Tartary, and the Levant, gives the following particulars, which perhaps some of the readers of your widely circulated miscellany, who may not have that now scarce book to refer to, will be pleased with having the opportunity of pursuing. I have therefore transcribed it, if you think it worth the trouble of inserting, and am yours, etc. Of Ra-Sem, or the petrified village in the Cyrenaica. I shall conclude this branch of the natural history of Barbary with some remarks upon the pretended petrified city at Ra-Sem in the province of Dakota in the kingdom of Tripoli. This place, then, which lies 6 days' journey to the south of Benghazi, the ancient Berenice in the greater Syracuse, has been occasionally taken notice of in the former edition, where it was observed that nothing was to be seen there besides some petrifications, as might well be accounted for from the deluge, which likewise had been already discovered in other parts of the world. In treating likewise of the violent heat which attends the deserts of Libya and Arabia, I took notice that at Saibah, a few days' journey beyond Ras-Sem towards Egypt, there is a whole cavern consisting of men, asses, and camels, which from time immemorial has been preserved at that place. The greatest part of these bodies still continue perfect and entire from the heat of the sun and dryness of the climate, and the tradition is that they were all of them originally surprised, suffocated, and dried up by the hot scorching winds that sometimes frequent these deserts. The Arabs, who are as little conversant in geography and natural history as they are artful and ingenious enough in fable and romance, had here a very favorable and lucky opportunity, by jumbling and connecting together the petrifications of Ras-Sam with these preserved bodies at Saibah, to project and invent the plan of the petrified city in all the wild and extravagant dress wherein it is commonly described. This, I believe, is the true matter of fact, and all that may be depended upon in this story. It is, however, a subject much inquired into, whilst Kasam Aga, the Tripoli ambassador, resided lately in London. He reported from 1,000 persons, as he said, particularly from a friend of his of great veracity, who had been upon the spot, that this scene of petrifications consisted of a large town in a circular figure, which had several streets, shops, and a magnificent castle belonging to it. That this friend of his saw there different sorts of trees, but mostly the olive and the palm, all of them turned into a bluish or cinder-colored stone. That there were men also to be seen in different postures and attitudes, some of them exercising their trades and occupations, others holding staffs, others bread, etc., in their hands. The women likewise were some of them giving suck to their children, others were sitting by their children, others were sitting at their kneading troughs, etc. That in entering the castle there was a man lying on a magnificent bed of stone, with the guards standing at the doors, armed with spikes and spears. That he saw different sorts of animals, such as camels, oxen, asses, horses, sheep, and birds. Nay, the very dogs, cats, and mice are enumerated in other accounts, all of them converted into stone, and of the above-mentioned color. In one of these histories, some of these bodies are said to want their heads, others a leg or an arm, and so far agree with the caravan of preserved, not petrified bodies above recited. It is further related that several pieces of petrified money have been brought from thence, some of which were of the bigness of an English shilling, charged with a horse's head on one side, and with some unknown characters on the other. This is the substance of that variety of reports which have been given and related of this place at different times and by different persons. And that was dated April 10th, 1820. So, yeah, there you go. A petrified city, with all the other articles that we've been reading about petrification. I think this is a really detailed and great account, and I tend to believe it based on the details and all the other information that we have gathered in reading these old stories. So, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll try to keep putting them out there because I literally have probably over 1,000. All right. Thank you so much, and you have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you.